Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Grief is a complicated aspect of life, and one local group, the Levites, have put a spotlight on the topic with their project Made for Each Other, a musical journey through grief. Joining us now is co-founder of the group, Craven Rory, and we're happy to have her. You bring so much joy that it's crazy to think that we're talking about something that's actually not so uplifting, but it can be something that fills the heart back up.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit, first of all, about the Levites as a group.
Yes, we got started in I almost said 2024. Not 2024.
It's been a little longer than that. Okay.
It's been almost 20 years, over 20 years. 2004.
Okay.
I remember because my daughter was in my belly at the time.
Oh.
So we were traveling and singing gospel music, and yeah, we got started and we recorded projects. We do currently now have like a community of singers and musicians and practitioners. So it's been an amazing journey.
Yeah, and you started very young yourself.
Yes, 4 years old.
Oh.
I did my first solo, and I got an applause and a standing ovation. I was hooked. I was like, this is what I want to do forever.
I will be a singer
That's right.
forevermore.
That's right.
But so if people want to, I mean, you are a religious-based group, but it doesn't always have to be religious-based performances, right? They can ask you for all sorts of things.
We do inspirational music. So gospel music is always going to be like our priority. Black gospel music with that heritage, that sound, singing about Jesus. But we also do those inspirational songs that are wholesome enough for for us to sing the lyrics to. Something that our children won't be ashamed of us singing.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, we get bookings to do all types of music.
Gotcha. Weddings, the whole gamut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funerals.
Funerals, yes, and I'm glad that you brought that up. That transitions us beautifully. Thank you very much, my friend, into talking about grief, because you were talking with members that you worked with, and they were talking about mental health struggles that they had maybe from dealing with grief, and so you came up with this idea. Tell me about it.
So my husband was like, we have to do a little bit more to like serve not only the people that we consider our audience or our demographic, but also our practitioners, our musicians who are with us dealing with heavy grief and still trying to serve others. So we came up with this project. We wanted to do music therapy for 2023. We got a grant from the City of Austin, Elevate Grant, and they allowed us to really put down some roots for that. But this year we flipped a project and decided to do a film project instead. So on there we have testimonials, we have music, we have therapists who are, giving their advice and their support to people. And it's a feel-good film.
Oh. And talk to me a little bit about the intersection of music and grief. It can be so healing for some. And when I hear you talk about your practitioners who are maybe, you can't sing from an empty well. Right? That you wanted to give them something to help with healing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a cliche. Music is actually a universal language.
Yeah.
Like people resonate with good lyrics and music and rhythms that feel good, right? But we want to be saying something. And so my husband and I went and we got certified to be grief coaches because we wanted some depth to what we were doing and to be able to like make an impact in our community. So we know music brings people together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now we're uplifting people as well.
Exactly.
So when folks watch this film, tell me a little bit about how long it is and who it's made for.
So when we debuted the film, it was about 99 minutes. We are doing a few more edits, adding a couple more things, but it's going to be an infusion of like music and our songs. We did covers, but we did some of our original music, which is like, kind of hard
really
to
cool.
push, but it's good because some of it is kind of familiar. And we went for it. Like we were like, let's give it all we got. We went and we recorded it. And we had all of our singers and our musicians in place, and it was amazing.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
incredible. And you and your husband must be a power duo.
I love that guy. Hi, Shedrick.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sure he's going to watch. Let's talk about where you want the project to go from here, because the next step is to go around town with it.
Yes.
Make sure as many eyeballs as possible can see it.
Exactly. We're coming up on Mental Health Month. We're coming up on World Mental Health Day. So we're definitely pitching it to go to facilities and clinics. We are going to be meeting up with our hospice friends at Swan Songs. And we're going to be meeting with their families for follow-up care. So doing some concerts and some, sessions with them. Eventually, we want to go to high schools and college universities. But we're going to also be shopping this around so it'll stream everywhere. We're getting that going as well.
That's really exciting.
Yes, it's been going really well. So we're excited about where this has the opportunity to go.
Oh, I'm happy for you too. It's wonderful to see our local musicians succeed and doing something while giving back.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool. Okay. You've got a couple of events coming up this month and next.
Yes.
And the first one is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is coming up on January 19th.
That's right. And we're going to be outside at the festival at Houston-Tillotson University.
Okay.
This will be our third year doing that festival, hour-long set. We go on about 11-ish, but y'all get there early, get some food.
Get a good seat.
Buy some things from the vendors.
Hey, I like that. Support local.
Walk
there
around,
we go.
cheese with us, have a good time, and then we'll be on doing inspirational music. Anything from civil rights type songs to hard gospel, black gospel sound.
Lovely. That sounds incredible.
That's right.
And can't forget to mention Stubbs as well.
Yes, we have a residency with them. We've been with Stubbs probably at 4 or 5 years now. And we have our first Stubbs of 2026 on February 8th.
Oh, that's exciting. And a
two
couple,
shows.
I was going to say, a couple performances, right?
2 opportunities to go see us, 10:30 and 12:30. So you do have to make reservations on their email, through their email, but it's an amazing show. My band, my singers, my family, they can actually sing.
And that's saying something from someone who is such a good singer herself. If you've dubbed them, hey, you're good, that means
They're
something.
really good.
Yeah, they're really good. And if somebody
me.
hasn't been to something like a black gospel choir performance before, do they need to know anything before they go in, or can they just step on it and get entertained?
No, they can just do whatever. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of interaction. We get to teach them how to interact with a gospel band. You can say amen in the middle. You can yell at us during a performance. It won't distract us. You can cry, you can clap, you can dance, all of that.
I have a feeling all of it will happen.
All of those, you can laugh, you know.
Wonderful. I know we were talking about a heavy subject today, but you brought so much lightness to it. So thank you so much for your time.
We're here to serve. We are so excited to be in this city.
We appreciate it, Craven. Okay. For more information on the Levites, their projects, and upcoming events, visit levitelab.com or follow them on social media at One Levite. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by The Bugmaster. Rodent issues can cause costly disruptions for businesses, and winter is when vigilance is most important. CEO Dauphin Ewart of The Bugmaster is here to talk about his commercial services. Dauphin, what sort of businesses get hit harder with rodent populations during the winter?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we see them in all kinds of places, but usually areas that have a lot of food, because the food is very interesting to rodents. We'll see also, businesses along waterways can see more activity, because those are areas where your wildlife populations are going to be a little bit higher just naturally. It's really all kinds of businesses that can have these sort of problems, whether it's from landscaping. Businesses also usually have bigger areas where there's dumpsters and things that are really helpful for rodents in their day-to-day life.
Okay, so what should businesses be doing now to prepare for winter rodent activity?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and we always recommend that businesses in particular have an ongoing rodent monitoring program. One of the things that most people probably don't even notice that's around most businesses that you see are rodent monitoring stations. And so those stations have some indicators inside of them that tell us as professionals whether there's activity, kind of where that activity is coming from. And that helps us know what to do to help that business manage that risk.
Really inconspicuous if you've got those up and moving and we just pass by them.
It's true, yeah, and that is the intention. We don't want things to be, disruptive, and it's a normal part of the environment, and we just want to make sure that the businesses and the human health gets protected.
Gotcha. Okay, so how do you help businesses stay protected long term?
Yeah, so what we really like to do is to take an approach where we maintain monitoring. Monitoring kind of tells us the level of activity around, which also helps us understand where we may need to look most closely to see where that building might be vulnerable, whether it's got access points that wildlife might be able to get into. And then we want to seal those up as quickly as possible to make sure that the business is aware of all the things that can be done to make sure it gets protected long term.
I know you guys are constantly vigilant. So thank you, Dauphin, for your time.
Thank you.
To start a quote with a quick response time, go to thebugmaster.com or call the number on your screen. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Bugmaster. Welcome back. It's time for a local tradition, the 45th annual Austin Music Poll, where you can vote for your favorite finalists in more than 50 categories. Here to tell us more about what's on the ballot this year is music and culture editor Karis Anderson. Karis, good morning.
Good morning.
It seems like just last year, here we were talking about the 44th annual, and of course you had some big winners out of that, big party too.
Yep.
Now we're gearing up for number 45. So
know,
tell us
it's
a
a
little
big
bit
one.
about the poll.
It's a big one. I moved to Austin from Dallas for the music scene, and I think that's really what's kept me here so long. It's still my favorite thing. I feel like a city like Austin has grown so much and changed, but when you're in a community like our music scene, it still feels small in a way. There's still this community where everyone knows each other, everyone wants to support each other, and that's really what the poll is too. It's like we come up with these finalists, but then we kick it back to our readers, to the community to vote on it. And it just feels really important. It's like no other city besides Austin would make our own awards show for like local musicians.
Because we deserve it.
I know, right? We take it real serious here.
I'm glad you already gave me an answer to a question, because I was going to ask, like, how are, the musicians or the bands or, the sound, how is it seated?
Right.
But it's the picks from you guys who are doing the work of covering music in Austin every single day of the year. So it's your picks, but then from there, totally goes to the reader's choice, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
We do a lot of legwork, and it's not just us at the Chronicle. We have kind of this team of insiders, experts that we also rely on. There's so many categories in the poll. It's like, of course, band of the year and album of the year, but it's also specific genres and also industry folks like rental equipment and sound engineers. So we have other people.
It's actually really nice that you shout those people
they're
out, because
just as
sometimes they're the ones
important,
working so hard to make sure that the show goes on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need those people. And so we rely on a lot of experts to help us make sure the poll is well-rounded and kind of honoring every aspect of it. So we do that initial legwork, but yes, the readers vote at vote.austinchronicle.com.
You might
For
hear
a
that
couple
more than
weeks.
once.
Yeah, you'll hear that a couple times. But it's up to our readers to kind of decide who really takes home that award at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah. We want to talk about a couple of the interesting contenders this year.
Yeah.
It's Die Spitz. I thought it was Die Spitz, like very German.
Very German.
You said you think maybe that's how it started out, but we've gone to just Die.
Yeah, I say Die. They're this great punk all-woman band that, if you know, they've been around for a while now, but last year was a huge year for them. They put out their debut full length on Jack White's label.
Wow.
So, getting that national recognition, I think they're probably going to be a front runner in a lot of categories. There's also, it's all genres. So there's big country artists. There's this band Next of Kin that's up for Best New Artist, I think, among other categories. And they are 3 songwriters that have been doing their own thing for a while, but coming together to kind of, as we say, queer country, remind everyone that country doesn't have to be this kind of uber conservative thing that it's become. to the mainstream in recent years. So there's some good people from across all.
I was just telling you about this documentary I'm watching on Netflix.
Yeah.
And there is an entire country episode that discusses like what is country, because in some ways country is one of the only genres that's gatekept.
Totally.
Is this country? Because we don't do that with pop.
Yeah.
It's pop, it's fine.
Yeah.
But country is like, is it authentic? Does it have country sound? That sort of thing. So that I'm glad that we've got some people who are in the mix who are kind of pushing the boundaries of country acceptance. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about the outcome of the poll. So people can be voting right now. Vote.austinchronicle.com. Yeah.
You got it, you got
We
it.
were gonna say it. But it's only for a limited time, right? Only for another week or two.
Yeah.
And then that leads to a really big party.
Yeah, so you can vote through January 19th at midnight at that link. I won't say it again. But then the Austin Music Awards is what it's really all about. That's where we celebrate the winners who the community did show up for. That goes down March 1st at Antone's. Antone's has been our home for a couple of years now. It's a great spot. It's the home of the blues, as we all know.
Of course.
And that's the party where people, get their actual awards. There's a lot of performances. It's a lot more about the music and kind of like a fun concert vibe and not necessarily a buttoned up award show. So it's super fun. And I should say that a portion of the proceeds benefit Sims, which is a really great nonprofit in town that connects musicians to mental health care and substance abuse care. So if you buy a ticket, it's not that expensive. You, get to go to this great party, and then you're also supporting a really important work.
Yeah, there are two big ones in my mind, locally,
absolutely.
Ham and Sims, and it's everything we can do to continue to support our local musicians here in Austin and keep it the live music capital of the world. Yeah, so I'm glad that there are going to be a lot of fun performances, that sort of thing at the party, but of course there are going to be some bragging rights on the table as well.
For sure.
And then, if people aren't really into the music scene in Austin, what would you say as far as like attendance? Can you just show up and still have a good time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we work really hard to kind of book the show based on the nominees of the poll, which in itself is kind of a representation of the last year in Austin music. So there's always some fun kind of collaborations, people performing that aren't normally, like it's not necessarily just a band, it's people from different projects coming together.
Oh, neat.
So there's always some good surprises, and it's a fun place to be. It's right before South by, so it's kind of a good warm up for, a week's worth of music all in one place. So yeah.
It is going to be crazy for you.
It will. Prayers are accepted.
This is a good way to get warmed up for it. Okay, I want to ask about what else is new at the Chronicle, because I know you're working hard on this, but you guys, of course, are always pumping out great new information.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's Free Week this weekend, which is another great Austin music legacy. It's where all the venues down on Red River, which is that strip of, basically our live music epicenter.
I was going to say, it's a Red River Cultural District, I think,
sure
that puts
is.
this on. Yeah.
It sure is. They all put on these all local shows that are absolutely free. There's no cover. And it's a really good way to kind of get musicians and the people that work at those venues gigs, because right now it's winter. There's not a lot going on, And the Chronicle, every year, we have our own little showcase. Okay. So we'll have a show that we put on. It's at 13th Floor on Saturday. I'll be there. We'll also have actual physical ballots. If you want to vote in the music poll there, you can come say hi, come see some artists. We've got Kind Keith, Team Trust, Little Mazarn, and more. But those three, we did interviews with them recently, and they are on stands at the cover of the Chronicle right now.
Oh, well, you guys have made that really easy. One full
I
circle.
know, right? Yep, it's all connected.
You're thinking, but it sounds like a great time. And a good reminder for everybody about Free Week going on, because it's a great time to experience new bands, new bars that have been around a while, but maybe you haven't been to them before. And make sure to support local. I love it, Karis. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, make your voice heard, y'all. You can vote for finalists in the 45th Annual Austin Music Poll now through midnight on January 19th. I'll say it one more time. Vote.austinchronicle.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Peripheral neuropathy is a condition that's treated here at Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Dr. Lucas Brown is joining us today to tell us more. And not everybody knows that they have peripheral neuropathy, but maybe they've got tingling in their hands and feet. So let's talk about what symptoms people might be experiencing.
Absolutely, and it starts differently for everyone, presents differently, but typically it'll start with numbness, tingling. It'll start at the tip of the toes, and then it'll slowly move up to the whole foot, up the legs. And it can be really debilitating, not just like balance and falling, but the pain can keep them up at night. It's one of those things where Western medicine can kind of mask the symptoms, but we want to do more. We want to actually reverse the neuropathy. And if you don't do anything, it's just going to keep getting worse over time.
Okay, so we're going to take a listen to one of your patients, Terry, who's got peripheral neuropathy, and listen to what they have to say.
My life was like miserable before I came to Rosedale with my neuropathy in my feet. My wife said maybe I should try acupuncture, and this is the place that we found. Life has since seeing Dr. Brown, where I could sleep at night without waking up and having pins and needles. Since I've seen Dr. Brown, my feet are more walkable. I don't feel the burning, and it's a real bad burning like I used to. Going for long walks with the grandkids, I probably had one of the worst cases as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't think it could get any worse, and now it's not. And if you're all out of options and nothing working, come see him. And probably not only your feet, but I think Doc Brown can fix almost anything that would be ailing you with this acupuncture.
So Terry is a prime example of someone who could barely walk before they came in to treatment, and we were able to get rid of that pain. And now our goal is really just to keep it away.
Okay, so oftentimes with Dr. Brown, we talk about the ability to do wonderful small things again, like hold your grandkids. And we've got a little kid, your son, Wiley, for you to hold today. Oh, he loves Dad.
Yeah, I gotta say, really what we do is about quality of life, and patients get issues that prevent them from playing with their grandkids or their kids. And so our goal is to restore that quality of life, restore that movement, so that they can enjoy moments like this.
Oh, so precious.
I know I can't help everyone. Come in for a consultation, we'll do a sensory exam, we'll do a health history, we'll see what it is that's going on, and if I feel like I can help you, I'll give you a personalized treatment plan.
Sounds good to me. Dr. Brown, thank you for your expertise.
Thank you.
Set up a complimentary consultation today by calling 512-623-1996 or by going to rosedaleacuwell.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Welcome back. It's a celebration for Austin and all the greatness that the Butler Hike and Bike Trail brings. Joining us from the Trail Conservancy is CEO Julie Fisher to discuss their Meet Me at the Mile Marker event this weekend. It's fun to say, lots of M's. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Rosie. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Yeah, let's remind everybody at home about the Trail Conservancy first.
Sure. The Trail Conservancy is the nonprofit steward who manages the 10-mile hike and bike trail. So all of the stewardship, environmental activities, programming, volunteering, we manage that in partnership with the city.
And it is one of our crown jewels, in my opinion. One of the first things that our new producer did when he got here, he was like, do you have a nearby walking trail you'd suggest? I was like, boy, do I have some good news for you.
Yes, it's so nice because it's inclusive for families, walkers, bikers, runners. It's just a great way to get people out.
And it's a wonderful way to see the city and be around the water. It's wonderful. We're going to talk about the Meet Me at the Mile Marker event coming up this Saturday. First of all, is this the first time you guys are doing this, or have you done it before?
It is. It's the first time we're doing it this year, and really it's a celebration of our new signage, our comprehensive signage around the full 10-mile loop. So we have installed new full mile markers in addition to half mile markers, wayfinding signage. There will be some really big, nice maps. So all for trail users to be able to know where they are on the trail, know how to use different loops, stops in terms of how to get to the next place. So really excited just to have consistent signage around the full trail.
That is really helpful. I'm glad, for example, I'm seeing restroom this way.
Yes, very important.
There's a point when you need to know where the restroom might be. But talk to me about the cyclist, for example, and the walker, that sort of thing. Is it saying how long it's going to take you to get to that point?
Exactly, because there are many different entry points on the trail. So this is just a great opportunity to know if you are biking or if you're walking or running, this is how long it's going to take to the next restroom or mile marker, just to have a a good place to positioning yourself on the trail.
I'm guessing that this was a lot of work putting together all of this signage and making sure that it was all comprehensive.
Exactly. It was a 3-year project in the making.
Wow.
Yes, and it really came from our 2021 safety and mobility study. A lot of signage previously was kind of hodgepodge all over the trail, so this was a great opportunity for it to be consistent. So we got a lot of feedback and community engagement of the color and the size and the style, so really a big kudos to the team and community who really had a lot of input in making these signs happen.
It's orange. That doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
It's very, very in keeping with Austin.
Yes.
Let's talk about, the event, though, that you're going to have to celebrate it. What all does the event entail?
Yes, we're so excited to have activations across the full 10-mile loop, and we even have a trail passport.
Oh.
So people can pick these up along the mile markers along the way, but they can visit the baby goats that will eventually become the big goats who will help with getting rid of invasive species.
And they're good lawnmowers.
Great lawnmowers. Put them to work. They'll get rid of everything. We'll have music by Adobro at our Rainy Street Trailhead, one of our big pillar projects. We'll also have Gisalo biking out there. He'll be doing some complimentary tune-ups. We'll have a shoreline stewardship program. We'll have free kayak rentals by Texas Rowing Center.
Amazing.
And at Mile Zero at Auditorium Shores, we'll be really diving deep into the signage and making sure that people are aware of how to use it.
That is so cool. And baby goats.
Yes.
So if you were on the fence before now, precious little baby goats, who doesn't want to see some
Yes,
of those?
they're the
That's
best.
a great thing for kids. So I'm guessing this is a family-friendly event.
Yes, family-friendly event. Anyone can come on out, whether you're just doing a normal trail walk or coming out to enjoy the show. There's even going to be a flash planting. So as you're walking along the trail, you can plant a plant right alongside it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yes.
And I'm guessing accessibility was a big portion of this. Can you talk to me about that piece?
Yes, absolutely. So in addition to the mile markers, we also have accessibility maps to make sure that people can know where to park and where to enter accessibly along the trail.
Okay, that's really good to know. Because that's the other thing is like, it's beautiful, it's huge. Where do I go? Where do I start?
Exactly, because there are many different entry points, and so we have a lot of different maps on our website that really show specifically are the best places for people who are wheelchair bound.
Okay, all right. Any big plans ahead for the trail this year? The answer is yes.
Yes.
I know you guys are always busy, but tell me about Greater and Greener. Is it a conference coming up?
It is. It's a conference in partnership with the City Parks Alliance that we're hosting with the city in June, where we'll bring over 1,000 parks professionals to talk about green spaces and sustainability. And it'll be a really fun conference to activate the city, to have people out on the trail, biking, and just to learn best practices from each other.
Proud of Austin that we
Yes.
got to be the ones that hosted.
Yes, the first time actually in this region of the U.S.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yes.
Then of course, Earth Day, not too far away. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's January, but we're gonna blink and it's gonna be springtime. So
Yes.
Earth Day, not too far.
Exactly. We'll have our big banner cleanup in April, and then we'll have our big Moonlight Margarita Run again in June. So really excited to bring the community out to come together to clean up the park and the trail in April, and then celebrate with a big 5K in June.
A big 5K and a margarita afterwards.
That's
okay.
right.
And then later in the fall is when you have your gala, right?
Exactly. We'll have our Twilight on the Trail Gala, which raises funds to really help the trail continue to succeed, and do our programming and ecological restoration in October.
So as the Trail Conservancy, is there anything big mushroom idea that you're continuing to work on? When we think about something like a 3-year project that you've just finished, are there any big hairy ideas out there?
Yes, we're actually about to go through a strategic plan. So we're really excited this year to kind of dig in and see what that future looks like. But a lot of great ideas on the table, and I think this one was a huge one to really check off, and excited to have the whole community out to celebrate that with us.
How much time did it take for everything to get installed?
Oh, quite a while. And there's still more to come. So we'll have
there?
some big welcome maps coming in the next couple months.
Oh, well, that's really exciting.
Yes.
Okay. And so if people are watching today and they didn't realize that there was such like a powerhouse behind supporting our hike and bike trail, and they want to help out the Trail Conservancy, what can they do?
Yes, I would love for them to visit our website, thetrailconservancy.org, and we're also very active on all different social accounts. So people can follow us at the Trail Conservancy, and we also have a newsletter sign up that goes out every single month, so it's a great way to stay informed for all of our different programs and events.
Become one of those Earth Day volunteers and then run the 5K.
Yes, exactly. Many ways to get involved.
Sounds good to me, Julie. Great to see you.
Thanks,
Thank
Rosie.
you. For more information on Meet Me at the Mile Marker, visit thetrailconservancy.org. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. An Austin patient found clarity with TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. Patient Matt and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner Jeffrey Twiss are here to tell us more about Serenity Mental Health Centers. We're going to start with you, Matt. If you wouldn't mind, tell us about your mental health journey.
My mental health journey began when I was an adolescent, probably preteen. I did struggle with anxiety, struggle with depression, had some difficulties in school, being bullied, difficulty making friends. When I went into college, I still had depression and anxiety, and being in college, became a social drinker. Social drinking became daily drinking became excessive drinking to the point where it became a full-blown addiction. And I'm fortunate enough to be 11 months sober today. But once I became sober, I still didn't feel right. I still had anxiety, I still was depressed, and I knew that I needed some additional resources, which led me to Serenity.
And so Serenity, of course, led you to Dr. Twiss, and TMS is what we're talking about here that has helped Matt so much. Why do you find TMS to be so effective?
TMS works with natural processes. Our body, our brains are all capable of fixing themselves with the right input and the right tools. And in the case of TMS, we're delivering an electromagnetic pulse and clears blocked neural pathways and helps us to essentially utilize underactive areas of the brain that are maybe there due to depression or anxiety or PTSD or OCD.
So let's talk about the biggest benefits you've noticed since doing TMS.
I think coming out of TMS, the sobriety component for me was a level of clarity. TMS was another level of clarity that helped drive a positivity in my life to the point where goal-oriented, making plans, thinking towards the future, giving myself compassion, giving myself gratitude, self-love, whatever you want to call it, that were really released by TMS and really put me on a trajectory and a positive path forward in a new chapter in my life.
You know, if somebody's watching today and maybe they're hearing a bit of themselves in your story, what would you say to them?
There's a lot of people struggling with mental health issues across the spectrum. It's okay to ask for help.
First steps would be just to reach out to the Serenity Mental Health Clinic here in Austin and make an appointment. It's that simple.
Sounds good to me. Gentlemen, Thank you both so much for your time, and I'm so happy for you, Matt, that you're doing so well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call the number on your screen or go to serenitymentalhealthcenters.com to get started today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Serenity Mental Health Centers. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Meridell Achievement Center. Meridell Achievement Center wants to make sure everyone knows about how good their behavioral health resources are, especially when it comes to our veteran and military family communities. Here to tell us more today are nurse and patient advocate Anessa, and we've also got Patrick, himself a veteran and a program therapist. Anessa, my first question is for you. It is Veterans Day, and Meridell is recognized as a Patriot Support Program of Universal Health Services. Can you tell me what that represents?
Yeah, of course. So Meridell is a proud proud supporter of the Patriot Support Program. We provide mental health and behavioral health services to veterans and military families. So what we do is we help develop coping skills for our patients in a very supportive and compassionate environment. Our licensed therapists help provide evidence-based approaches to our patients. That includes crisis intervention, medication management.
That's really awesome. Okay, Patrick, let's talk about how military life can affect something like a child's mental health.
Okay, so the military life that presents a lot of challenges as well as strengths. Some of the biggest challenges for the children are the relocations. Changing schools, changing friends, dealing with the stress that comes with that. But the strengths, like the strengths that come with that is it's the opportunity for these children to cope with the change.
Let's talk about some common mental health disorders, though, among military children, because as you said, it's not all positives. It is a little bit of, strength building along the way and can be kind of tough.
Yeah, so what we do see, with some of the mental health challenges are anxiety disorders, depression, PTSD, attachment, and adjustment disorders.
Asking for help so important. And so, Anessa, when should a veteran or military family consider something like a residential treatment program, something like Meridel offers?
Yeah, definitely. So a residential treatment facility is really necessary when a child's emotional and physical behaviors they become a struggle in their daily life, and they're no longer able to manage it safely at home or at school. So some of those things will include like suicidal ideation, self-harm urges, substance use, or just ongoing conflict with family and friends. At Meridel, we do accept most insurances, especially TRICARE, and our admissions team is the best at finding the right treatment care with the families.
Sounds good. Thank you all both for your time today.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Contact Meridel today via phone at 800-366-8656 or get an assessment started by going to meridel.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Meridel Achievement Center. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Bugmaster, Serenity Mental Health Centers, and Meridel Achievement Center.